It is a fact that almost all ancient Greek scholars were students in Egypt, where black people helped them to acquire the knowledge they developed. It is not a random fact that ancient Greeks used the black color to represent their gods. What does Moses, Pythagoras, Aristotle, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, and Jesus Christ have in common? They are key cornerstones in the building of the Westerner culture, which they learned from our ancestors in Egypt. All of them learned from our ancestors what they knew. Our ancestors were not bigot racists. They used to identify themselves as black people while embracing racial diversity within their society. They would have been totally offended today by the racist dominance within the current Egyptology studies. Blacks were doing cataract surgery before there were any hospitals in Europe, when the white man crawled on all fours over the hills of Europe. They involved ideas throughout colonial and slavery days about how Africans have vastly made no contributions to world culture and no forms of respectable civilizations, even after destroying our cultures and civilizations. All this Western nations subjugated Africans and split millions of African blood before they could build their empires. The blood, the penury, and the shame of black Africans is the water that nourishes the civilization of their nations and cultures even up to date. Colonization and slavery made Europe, Vatican, and the British royal family into what they are today, and they are responsible for the downfall of Africa and the black race. Meanwhile, Africans praising and worshiping their colonizers, entertaining them in their countries when they visit, while they are being huddled in buses when they visit Europe like the house Negroes they still are, as slave overseers in suits or foot soldiers for white supremacy. These divisions, which the colonial powers have always exploited the better to dominate us, have played an important role in the suicide of Africa. Africa is neither French, nor British, nor American. Yesterday, they divided us on the level of a tribe, clan, and village. Unite we must. Without necessarily sacrificing our sovereignties, we can forge a political union based on defense, foreign affairs, and diplomacy, and a common citizenship, an African currency, a monetary zone, and a central bank. We must unite in order to achieve the full liberation of our continent. All stock exchanges in the world are preoccupied with Africa's gold, diamonds, uranium, platinum, cobalt, coltan, copper, and iron ore. We have been too busy nursing our separate states to understand fully the basic need of our union, rooted in common purpose, common planning, and common endeavors. Nollywood, Nigerian's movie industry, is the biggest we have in Africa. Instead of doing movies of witchcraft and failed love stories and families, they should start doing movies on slavery, colonization, our history, our roots. Let's not let whites dictate our own history. Let's not allow them anymore to write our own history. Western countries use movies and TV programs to get to people's minds and make you believe in a theory that wasn't even there or never even existed. We should start doing the same. Start decolonizing our brethren in Africa and reach to the deepest roots in the villages. Make them know and understand that the white man is not your friend, never has been and never will. Look at what they do to us with assassination of leaders who want to emancipate us. Look at what they do to countries that want economic freedom. Look at how they use sanctions to keep us poor and stunt our growth. Look at the Francophone countries. Look at Congo and how they are looting and stealing, and also all over Africa. They keep us poor and create opportunities for poor Africans to go work abroad to jobs their white people don't want to do and pay you peanuts. We are still slaves. We are still colonized. We should understand that. And through social media, movies, and music, this can create awareness and make Africans angry because they should be. You ought to be. Sanctions has long been their imperialist ploy, where they stifle a country through embargoes and sanctions, then point to the resulting suffering and devastation it causes as a reason to justify regime change. towards installing one that's more accommodating to their own selfish agenda of looting and stealing from them. Stop calling them sanctions and start calling it what it actually is: economic terrorism. From Afghanistan to Cuba, Syria to Iran and Yemen, they punish people every day for not aligning with its interests, yet claims moral righteousness and that it values human life. Africa has been far and away the target of more sanctions. Now we know the whole world is an arena for their rich, selfish entertainment. As Marcus Garvey once said, "Wake up, Africa. Let us work towards the one glorious end of a free, redeemed, and mighty nation. Let Africa be a bright star among the constellation of nations one more. We must unite now or perish. We must recognize that our economic independence resides in our African Union and requires the same concentration upon the political achievement. The evolution of humanity says that Africa reaffirms that she is continuing her rise from the ashes. Whatever the setbacks of the moment, nothing can stop us now. Join the Black People movement, give us a like and follow, and don't forget to share to your Black family out there. Until next time, stay woke, Black fam.